History time. So, you've heard of the Jurassic period, when dinosaurs ruled the Earth. Maybe even the period of Enlightenment, the intellectual age of reason in 18th century Europe. But in just a few weeks, a new period will dawn in Seattle, guaranteed to forever transform land travel as we know it, the period of maximum constraint.
I think it's going to be terrible.
I live in West Seattle, and I've heard that the commute's going to be especially miserable. I'm dreading it.
City engineers have dubbed the next 5 years as the period of maximum constraint for traffic congestion, due to several major construction projects happening within a short time frame. First, the Alaskan Way Viaduct will be shut down completely January 11th, with roughly 3 weeks before its replacement, the Alaskan Way Tunnel, is opened. Then there's the expansion of the Washington State Convention Center, begun last year, that has progressed to the point so that in March of 2019, Metro buses will be blocked from entering the downtown transit tunnel, moving 7 major regional bus routes onto our city streets. That will help speed up light rail trains. But the expansion of Sound Transit to help ease congestion won't happen until the year 2021 at the earliest in Northgate. Eastside stations won't be online until 2023.
For the next 5 years, big public and private infrastructure and development projects are going to change the way that we travel through the city forever.
First things first, the viaduct is set to be closed January 11th, with the replacement tunnel set to open the first weekend of February.
It's going to be difficult getting around.
That's Dave Sowers, Highway 99 Deputy Administrator for the State Department of Transportation.
So a lot of the infrastructure's in place, but we have to open it up, expose it, stripe it, finish some concrete work.
He says crews will need 3 weeks to finalize the connections to the new tunnel. That means tearing down embankments and temporary detour roads on the north and south ends of the tunnel, and linking up with new on- and off-ramps. But for those 3 weeks, it's traffic congestion, guaranteed.
We have 90,000 vehicles per day that use the viaduct, and they're going to either have to find a different route into town or just change their travel altogether.
The advice from King County Metro?
We ask people to be patient.
Bill Bryant is the Service Development Manager for Metro, and he says the viaduct closure will impact 12 major downtown bus routes that carry 30,000 people a day.
We are asking employers and employees to work together, to consider flexible work hours, to consider alternative means of commuting.
18-wheeler is no longer blocking.
Metro is working with Seattle DOT to provide 20 extra buses on standby for the 3 weeks after the viaduct closure. You'll see added transit-only hours on 3rd Avenue downtown, and more police help too. But on top of the viaduct, work on other roads, like shoring up the timber-supported Fairview Bridge in South Lake Union, will put additional pressure on commuters trying to get around in bad traffic. That's why, in the months ahead, you'll see added water taxi service from West Seattle and new signal timing on north-south arterials like 1st Avenue, as local agencies try to work to coordinate their resources.
The partnership is very strong between the state, the city, and King County Metro, and we just need to be ready for a fairly turbulent time.
So will that coordinated effort work?
It's chronically a difficult thing to predict because we don't know exactly what people will do.
Ann Goodchild is director of the Supply Chain Transportation and Logistics Center at the UW, who emphasizes this is not just a 3-week road closure, which we've endured before, but a fundamental, years-long rearrangement of how Seattleites get around.
This is really going to require changes in long-term planning and behavior.
Goodchild points to examples like UPS's cargo trike pilot program in the Pike Pine Corridor as one example of how companies are already reacting and moving freight in a different way.
The city of Seattle is known around the world for being innovative in terms of goods delivery.
That innovation will come at a price.
There's always food at the grocery store, right? I mean, they'll get it done. It's just that it will cost more and it will be more time-consuming.
But Goodchild says freight companies and commuters will have to be ready to dig deep.
Doing things at different times, doing things in different places, using modes that we haven't used before. We'll need to do all of those things, all of us.
That's a necessity if we want to make sure the period of maximum constraint has less drama and more options to get through traffic.